Alright, so this is an impromptu little stream before I go to work because I had so many fucking audio issues last night and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And it turned out that I had to deactivate. I had to refresh my camera in the settings. The microphone apparently wasn't connected for some reason. But here we are. I'm going to do this video one more time because I think it's really important and people should know about it from the ground up to the top. Yeah, let's check it out. And because I've seen this video and tried to do this video 3 fucking times, I'm going to do a dab while we're watching this real quick.
Time. So we'll see what this is. Apparently I think this is the guy Business Casual, and it has something to do with copyright. So let's figure out what happened. Here we go.
This video is brought to you by Guardio. Stick around to hear more about the discount they're providing to the entire upper echelon community. Also, it's not keeps, so no one gets to clown on Asmongold if he doesn't ever watch this. Here's the...
Okay. I could see why you guys wanted me to watch this.
Business Casual, owned by a man named Alex Edson, whom I've covered before, has filed 3 deliberate strikes for just a few seconds of content based on public domain images against a channel called Magnates Media. Those strikes have initiated a countdown, the end of which his entire livelihood and a very successful channel he has devoted the past 5 years of his life to.
Let's see this channel here. This is an extremely successful channel. Look at this. Like almost 4 million views, 1 million views.
Oh yeah, because I'm underground. This is what I use to simulate daylight, so I get my vitamin D.
Yeah,
I'm just joking, but it is bright as day when you turn it on.
Great
I consider this to be the fraudulent attempted assassination of a competitor's career. And 8 months ago, I tried to warn people. All right, the title is kind of extreme. I get that, but
the original
I'm pretty sure it's justified. So please hear me. Let me know at the end if I'm right about that. Here's the situation. A while ago, I covered a lawsuit against YouTube as a platform by a channel named Business Casual. Not just any lawsuit, this lawsuit was being pursued by a man named Alex Edson, who recently...
I talked to this guy a little bit, the Alex Edson guy, and he wanted me to watch the video, and I haven't actually, I feel like I thought that this kind of thing died off, so it just wasn't going to go anywhere. But considering this is still going, because I told him I would watch the video, right, because I thought it would be fair to give 2 people, you know, their side of it.
And yeah, I thought I fixed the audio last night. I mean, you could hear the game and the video that we were watching, but you couldn't hear me. And I guess that's okay. Sometimes you don't want to hear me fucking saying anything. You just want to watch what we fucking have going. But you know, it still was irritating as fucking. God, so much work. Just fucking, damn it.
Story. I think that's fair, but we'll see what's going to happen. It sounds like a trap. Well, it's not a trap. I mean, like, he just wanted me to watch this.
That's a trap.
It's not saying react to it on stream. It's just saying watch it for yourself.
He bought the YouTube channel, who's not the original creator or the person behind the videos, and had now decided that a few seconds of his footage served as justification for taking down the entire Russia Today YouTube network. Alex Edson, in a rather long, high production value video, which, contrary to what he says, was not being suppressed at all, and many of you have likely already seen, went on the attack and asserted that YouTube was undermining America and helping the Kremlin, because a channel had used a few seconds of their copyrighted parallax animations. This is the part where I tell everyone to go watch a bunch of additional videos for context. I know that's annoying, so I'll try to summarize in a very, very fast way. There are 3 videos that I made down below to back up every single one of these claims, piece by piece, as well as a link to the original Business Casual lawsuit video.
Yeah, I watched one of these. I didn't watch, I think, another one. One of them I might have watched. I don't remember.
But here's the gist of it for people that don't want to sink the time into doing that. Alex Edson bought the Business Casual channel some time ago. Most of the original content there was not made by him. Once he owned it, he discovered that RT, Russia Today, more specifically RT Arabic, owned by TV Novosti, had used a few clips from his videos and decided to do something about it. He got very, very angry. Fine by me, whatever he cares. His chosen attack vector was to say that they had infringed his copyright egregiously and deliberately. He filed strikes, conversed with RT Arabic in emails, got them to admit that they had used his content, and then went with the One problem, he actually put himself on record in an affidavit undermining the entire premise of his own lawsuit because there have been network-level strike parameters set out by YouTube since 2019. More details in my old videos. His lawsuit was an absolute joke.
So yes, if you tried to watch last night and discovered there was no audio, I did do this video, and I doubt anybody stuck around to read what was on the screen. So we're doing this one more time because it's an important video.
This global organization banned outright because they used a few clips that were a few seconds long. He was also suing YouTube itself. Why? Well, because he thinks that YouTube is deliberately profiting off of copyright infringement. And you know what? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is I think that YouTube obviously profits off of copyright infringement. Every social media platform on the internet does. Like Facebook profits off of copyright infringement, Twitter does, Twitch does, all of them do.
There definitely are a lot of bootlegged movies and shows, but then again, those get shut down over time. Because operating a platform at scale is an imperfect thing. Still, YouTube can't...
Yeah, like realistically, you cannot preemptively remove all copyrighted content before people see it on a platform. It's just impossible to do.
Can be criticized for that. No question. Absolutely.
That would take a merciless AI to do.
The real problem is that in his own lawsuit, Business Casual's legal team argued something very specific, which is critical to understand.
Okay.
For context, I went through all of their shit. But one very particular segment stood out to me, and I have to read it fully here for everyone to listen to. From the court, quote, "Let me ask you another question, Mr. Duff. The way that you describe it, it seems that it's just as easy to game the system from the front side as from the back side. What I mean by that is, it sounds like it's just as easy for a bad guy, let's say in this case, the defendant, to affirmatively or preemptively file a notification of infringement against you, and then file 2 more within 90 days to give you 3 strikes. So what's to stop a bad guy from doing that if all that has to happen is that you just file a notice of infringement?" In response, Mr. Dove, part of Business Casual's legal representation, said, quote, "Your Honor, that is an excellent question. You are right. Bad actors are always going to try and find a way to game the system."
Well, I think that the problem really is with YouTube. Because there's nowhere in the DMCA
I bet you his lawyers
law
know he's
that
being a
says that
bastard,
you
too.
have to take down a channel after 3 strikes. This has just been kind of like this is just like a rule that YouTube invented. Like, for example, like I think a great parallel to this is like content creators doing hashtag ad. You don't actually have to put hashtag ad. You can put some other way of telling people that you're sponsored as well, or instead. Hashtag ad is just an example of that. But because it's so ubiquitous and so many people use that practice, people effectively assume that you have to do it. So you see this all the time now where like people are typing out like hashtag like Chipotle partner or hashtag Activision partner or something like that. And that is the exact same as disclosing a hashtag ad. Right? It is the exact same thing. So the comparison here is that just because hashtag ad is super common doesn't mean that it's the only way that you can have a defense against like the FTC guidelines. In the same way that 3 strike rule is not the only way that you can have a defense against DMCA. So I don't know why YouTube has such a black and white policy for this. And also, I remember with the Russia Today situation, the reason why Alex Edson is suing YouTube is because they didn't take down YouTube after the 3 strikes. Because YouTube said they would, and then apparently, he wanted to get all of Russia Today banned off of YouTube by issuing them strikes. But then somebody from Russia called YouTube and said if they did that they would just block YouTube in all of Russia. So YouTube didn't do it. Big surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he was suing them. That's what I remember happening. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I remember. And anyway...
Nothing came of it anyway.
The 3 strike rule was completely arbitrary. We're not playing baseball here. Somebody just invented this at YouTube.
Yeah. This is a device invented by YouTube to deal with that kind of thing.
Here is
It's not part of the DMCA law.
the adjudication requirement is not only included in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. If you read the other section of the DMCA Safe Harbor, Section 512, It's clear that Congress did not want parties to have to sue to enforce their rights. So while it may be that the system is on the other side, that's how Congress intended it to be. End quote. That right there.
Yeah, and you read what this person is saying. The problem here is that the adjudication requirement is not only not included in DMCA, Digital Millennium Copyright Act. So what he's saying here is that the 3-strike rule appears nowhere in the actual law. This has been invented by YouTube.
His business arguing that simply because
It's a
he
policing
filed
action
some
by
strikes, it
YouTube.
therefore means that YouTube needs to terminate the entire channel without him proving anything in a court of law. That's what we just read, and that appears to be precisely what he's doing now to a channel named Magnates Media.
I think that's actually an extremely strong argument that YouTube is not doing anything wrong because the law never actually states what a good faith effort is. Like, making a good faith effort, I think, has to just be it's a legal defense. It's not like a classification.
YouTube sponsorships are all about being relatable. All of you every day are being absolutely bombarded by advertising and sponsors and offers.
Well, speaking of the advertising, he's obviously going into the sponsor segment here. Speaking of that, we have to talk about YouTube. We're going to talk about that after this.
Links, which means one of two things. Either you click something that actually puts you dramatically at risk, or you tune out, making YouTube useless
I haven't
because
eaten
you
breakfast
just don't
yet,
care.
so my
I
stomach
want
is
to
empty.
change that, at least for this channel. Today's sponsor is Guardian, which is primarily a Chrome browser extension that offers threat tracking and online protection. I've used their research before in videos. I have the service myself. As far as I can tell, there's actually at least one verifiable instance where Guardio blocked a malicious download and prevented an infection on one of my devices. Guardio also showed me that my own data was breached, which makes these two separate instances that I can directly point to where the subscription more than paid for itself. Online threats are always evolving. There is no singular method of staying safe at the time, but Guardio is an extremely
Wear your tinfoil hat, that way nobody can get into your accounts.
valuable tool to me, and one that I'm very happy to recommend. If you click the link down below right now, you can have a free scan as well as a 7-day trial of the service. After that, it's $10 per month, but the upper echelon community will
Excuse me,
receive
I'm gonna put
20%
deodorant on real
off.
quick.
Again, a link down below, and a big thank you to Guardio for sponsoring the channel, as well as being one of the brands that supports my editorial freedom. I appreciate that a tremendous amount. It makes it possible for me to pursue further projects. If you're someone who uses Chrome, a lot of the same passwords, and also allows login credentials and payment methods to be saved in the form of cookies, Guardio is very worth it. You need all the help.
I'm not shy, it's
Okay,
just,
the juice
I mean,
Magnates Media
nobody wants to see that
makes
fucking
very good
bullshit.
content, by the way. I've actually watched quite a bit of it, and I'm subscribed to them now, of course.
Yeah, people wanted me to watch this one. I never did, though.
Has produced over 250 videos in the past couple of years. Of those
That's a lot.
250, a very small number are similar in topic to those of business casual, by way of the niche that they occupy.
Sure.
Of that small number, the similar topics are effectively where the connection stops, with wildly different lengths for every single video. What I mean by this is that the business casual video pertaining to Andrew Carnegie is 16 minutes long, but the video about Andrew Carnegie from Magnates Media is 54 minutes long. Of
Right.
that 54 minutes, quite literally 1 second of footage, not a typo or some like hyperbolic exaggeration, no. 1 second of footage is reportedly similar. It's this photo, actually, and I was also able to obtain a recording of the editor's timeline from Magnates Media, showcasing that this was not simply ripped out of a video and added to theirs. It is a deeply customized animation derived from a public image. Let me just outline the entire situation again.
Well, then why are they getting? Why is he getting the copyright strike then? If it was a public image that they animated, I don't understand.
For absolute clarity, Business Casual filed 2 separate lawsuits. One against TV Novosti, where they appear to have received a default judgment in the case, which I wholeheartedly disagree with here for a variety of reasons, but whatever. I'm not going to go to bat for Russia today. They can defend themselves, or not. Apparently they can't even get an adequate lawyer as a result of international sanctions and pressure. The other lawsuit, however, was against YouTube, which was unceremoniously thrown in the trash, where they argued that they should not have to prove anything in a court of law. YouTube should merely terminate channels accused immediately. Now, after those events have died down, Business Casual, Alex Edson, files a strike against a similar YouTube channel to his own, covering business, finance, and entrepreneurial topics. But he doesn't stop there. Rapid fire, he files 2 more strikes, each one for less than 4 or 5 seconds tops.
Okay. So he's filing multiple strikes, and okay, and it's on this person. So basically, I get it. So he's trying to file 3 strikes to get this person's channel taken down. And the implication or the assumption is that he's doing it because this person is a competitor.
That's 3 strikes. That's
Right.
the threshold for termination of a personal YouTube channel, like permanent deletion forever.
Yeah, so he basically he struck them all in the same fucking like I think it was all in the same day, or the same couple of 2 in the same day. Yeah, he's trying to sink their fucking channel.
And Alex Edson, after his lawyer argued that they shouldn't even need to prove their case before YouTube punishes the accused, has now set this channel up for termination because...
Right, he was like, I shouldn't even have to fucking say anything. I should just be able to fucking torpedoes people's channels without any oversight. No, boosh, 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 boosh. Oh, they're my competition. Fucking dirtbag.
of a few seconds where the footage shown...
Which, by the way, is not true. So like, DMCA says that you have to remove it immediately, but it also doesn't say that they have to keep his channel up either.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like DMCA says that you have to remove content immediately as soon as you get a copyright notice of it, and you have to ban people that repeatedly break copyright. These are 2 fundamentally different things, because receiving a notice does not require a burden of proof, but banning somebody who repeatedly breaks copyright does require a burden of proof, because breaking copyright is a technical term and receiving a notice is just simply an action. So they are right that they have to take the content down instantaneously or as quickly as possible whenever they receive it, but they are not right that the channel needs to be taken down because the copyright infringement was not proven. Copyright infringement is a legal term. A notice is not.
is highly customized. Here's where we need a bit more clarity, because Alex Edson is unhinged. In his original 1 hour, 47-minute anti-YouTube video about how YouTube and Google are trying to undermine America in support of the Kremlin because a media outlet used his shitty little intro to film 101 parallax animations.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid. Alex Edson makes a very specific claim.
After ripping our video from our channel, RT then used a digital eraser to scrape off our watermark, which they replaced with their own watermark. But they didn't stop there.
That is categorically untrue. It did not happen. The watermark he's talking about is an inserted, clickable button at a platform level done by YouTube.
Oh, I see. So what he's talking about is this thing right here? Is that what he means?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your little your little
yeah, this
you know,
would just immediately be thrown
button.
away. Because there was no... The
I
thing
gotta
is,
get
like,
one
they
for-
did not directly alter the video. Because you can
For
download, you
here.
can separate the YouTube video from these different icons. So they would have never had to alter anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's so scummy. No, well, I mean, yeah, for him to say that is scummy. And I think the problem is that a lot of times what these people rely on is a court that is technologically illiterate, or a defense that's technologically illiterate, that doesn't understand the nuances inside of YouTube, and then they take advantage of it. I think a really good example of this is, like, remember the Amber Heard case where she just changed the saturation on 2 photos and said that they were different? Well, a lot of people, apparently the courts in the UK, thought that was totally 2 different pictures. It's because they're technologically illiterate. Like, that's what happens. So you can run laps around people that just don't know anything. And I think this is another example of that. Or Kyle Rittenhouse? I don't remember that one, actually. I didn't pay attention to that very much.
It's a way to subscribe. If you download the video through any other format, ever,
So-
any at all, there is no watermark. Because it isn't a watermark.
So I don't I don't have a lot of time, so I'm not trying to like pause a whole bunch. But I mean, this guy is scummy. He's literally like, no, you know what? Let's just continue. There's more. There's much more.
Mark. Alex Edson has egregiously
Yeah, it's not a
misrepresented
watermark.
reality here, and that needs to be stated plainly. Hopefully,
Well, I think that if you're misrepresenting, like, this has always been like my perspective, and I've given people this advice before, I'll say it again. Anytime that you're doing business with somebody and you can't enforce the law, like let's say you're selling something that's illegal, let's say you're buying something that's illegal, like just let's cut down the brass tacks, okay? Let's say you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Anytime that somebody shows up and they don't have the exact amount of money that they said they would have, they don't have the exact amount of things that they said they would sell, it is not exactly what it needs to be, call the whole thing off. Because anybody acting in good faith is going to do exactly what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
And I've always had the perspective that if there's smoke, there's fire. And there is no reason for a person to make things up or misrepresent reality if they have the facts on their side.
Yes.
people can start
Never,
to get a
ever
idea of what's happening,
apologize.
or at least a more complete idea, but I'll spell it out.
Especially in
Elizabeth
court
collective
or
6
a criminal
seconds,
case
3 in the
or
first strike, 1 in the
any
second
case,
strike, and 2 in the
court
third.
case.
Magnate's
Don't
media is
apologize,
about to
because that's
have
an
his
admission of
entire
guilt.
channel terminated. Let me show you one of the precise images that we're talking about here. I
Or
want
it
there
can
to
be.
no dispute on this. Alex, you're not weaseling your way out of this. I swear to you, you're not. Also,
Shots
this is
fired.
the image that was specifically cited by Alex Edson himself in private communication with.
I am a graphic artist. This is 100% in Magnate's media's favor. Just off of this, the animations are different, and you can see they added more effects, and there's going to be explosions, and it's different, and it's framed different. The shot composition is different. Everything, that's the original, which, by the way, this is a public image anyway.
Magnate's media, where he said, quote, "Your videos constituted wholesale copying of my copyrighted content. You did not transform my content in any way whatsoever. You also took my copyrighted script, put it into ChatGPT or some other generative AI software, and made slight tweaks."
I feel like that is such a huge accusation.
Yeah.
How can you possibly prove that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's crazy that you would say that. Yeah, how can you?
The very fact that they had color animations and everything added to the video means they had to go in and do that wholesale. That was you had to. You've got do a lot of stuff to change things like that. That's just
To prove that.
it's a lot of work to do more stuff.
Because my understanding is so this is probably what Alex would say. He would say that he could run their script, he could text to speech, or sorry, speech to text their script, and then put it into a detector, and the detector says that it was likely AI generated. But none of those detectors have a 99% degree of accuracy. So why are we going to, even if you use a detector and the detector says yes, that doesn't actually mean yes.
Or,
It's
upon a
still
brief and casual
speculative.
viewing of your infringing video, my copyrighted material was
Casual viewing. Keep that in mind.
instantly recognizable. You did not transform my video in any meaningful way whatsoever. Your video is also about the same topic as my video, i.e., it serves the same purpose with the same target audience.
This right here. He's talking about competition. Not any copyright meaning. It's not about the copyright infringement. It's about them being competition with him, and they have similar videos, and who knows? They probably get more performance than he does, and he would like to see them gone. Who knows? I don't know.
I do think that statement there indicates that there is a obvious acknowledgement, and there's an obvious what's the word I'm looking for? There's obvious knowledge that this video is a competitor to his own video. He is effectively saying this video is competing with my video.
Mm-hmm.
There is no genuine dispute about this. And lastly, your actions will not be viewed favorably in federal court.
That's a threat. An act of intimidation. I would take all of this and I would take him to court.
If you desire to avoid the same fate as RT, Russia Today.
Well, I mean, Russia Today didn't get banned. Nothing happened to them, so I don't know what to say.
I suggest that you immediately apologize for your egregious and unlawful behavior. Using generative AI tools such as ChatGPT, DALL-E/Midjourney to tweak my copyrighted content is not transformation.
No. Like, one, you can absolutely see when it's AI generated content, because the edges don't make sense. Like, there's just certain things that don't make sense when you see AI generated art. I mean, like, yeah, when it gets really well done, it's different, but still, you can tell it's AI generated. Yeah, totally.
I hope this person, if this is not true, I hope this person sues him for defamation or
Me too.
something. Because saying that somebody is stealing their work, and I feel like obviously he's taking down his channel, he's damaging his career. He should 100% sue him.
Mm-hmm.
He should countersue him 100%.
Yes.
Because if he didn't do this, and this guy's just making shit up randomly, then there's no way that he can just do that. He wants an apology so he
Agreed.
can sue, because an apology is an act of admittance. I think you're right. Not defamation, because private message. Very good point. You're totally right. I'm wrong. I thought this was made publicly.
Yeah, no, it is made publicly, though.
Posturing here with a fundamental misunderstanding of everything to do with generative AI, because he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about.
Damage?
But
I mean, he's getting
whatever.
his channel shut
He's
down.
incredible. But
It's
setting all
public
that
now.
aside, let's look at the facts. Alex sent this image, which pertains to this section of a video he owns. I'm putting them one after the other, then side by side, and I want people to pay attention to all the differences. For starters, the parallax animation itself is entirely different.
Yes.
It's anchored differently, it's cut differently. Just look at how the entire industrial foreground zooms forward as a single image in one, but spreads as a 3-layer parallax in the other. These are different fundamental.
Well, you can look and see that it's not the exact same. Look at this house. Let me zoom in. Look at this house and look at this
He
house.
gets lost in this a little
Spreads
bit,
as a
but
3-layer parallax.
it's still
See?
funny.
This one is clearly different than this one.
He's gonna get stuck on this
by the way, this
house
picture
thing
that they're
here.
doing this from is fair use.
While he's so, smokestack effects are different, explosions are different, artifacts are different.
no way you guys
The
were
grain
the
is
same,
different. That house is exploded
Am I
in
taking
this
crazy
one.
pills?
Like, how is that not
Here.
transformative in the first place?
Let's zoom in.
Second,
really close.
again, it's public domain, and third, like literally to do any of this, you would need. Let's use his words. You would need wholesale
So
different
if we use
files
a unit of
and
measurement
everything. Like, you can't just like copying this is just.
What can we use as a unit of measurement?
It's,
Let's try and use maybe this
he really gets stuck on this fucking roof.
as like one place,
It's crazy.
right?
But
Sorry, I can't really do a very good job at this.
the pan is different
put it
on
right there.
the videos, is where it ends up getting. I think I'm gonna move it forward
And
just a
then
little
we
bit.
use this one.
Yeah, he's still on that. Sorry.
Picture. But what I'm saying is that the production of this picture and the difference between these 2 points
He finally
and
gets
creating
there.
different layers in this, again, public use picture implies that the editing process was not copied. Because if the editing
Wow,
process
it finally
was
hit
copied,
1,000K.
this
All right,
distinction
cool.
would be exactly the same. But it's not. So that means that it was done in a different way. You said different house? No, I didn't. Straight different. Yeah, it is the. So basically, what happened is that This is what happened. I did. It's the same house. I forgot exactly what I said, but anyway, I don't want to get into it. What the point that I'm making is that you can see now that I've explained it, you can see that obviously like this point right here is different than this point right here. So the layering of the photo was not taken directly from this video. From this video. You did, but chat's dumb. Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, so I feel like this is just, it's so obvious. And also, like, using this method is not copyrighted. There's trees in one and a house in the other. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, even on a base level. Because, so this is what Alex Edson is effectively saying. So we have to understand what Alex Edson is trying to accuse him of. He is trying to accuse Magnate Media of taking this this parallax image, where you take an image and then you use through some form of like I don't know, like machine learning to separate the image into multiple layers and then make the layers move independently to create a seemingly real image. He's saying that Magnate Media, yeah, the After Effects, right? He took the exact thing that that Alex Edson did, and they copied it. And what I'm saying is that because the layering is different, it implies that it could not be copied, because the pre-production of it would have had to be different. So what? Well, the point is that it proves that he didn't copy it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying the video is different. So yeah, I definitely, and also, by the way, the fundamental, like this picture is public, is like public use. So it's not like he can copyright this photo. And the process of doing this is also not copyrighted by him. See what you're saying? I don't see what chat's saying? Yeah, I don't think anybody does. Yeah, you can't copyright clicking the same 4 buttons in Photoshop. Yeah, basically.
Exactly.
It's public domain, excuse me.
Yep.
The fair use picture is the same, but the altering of it is different. Yes, and he's trying to copyright strike the altering of the...
The reason I do this video, and the reason this is the 3rd time attempting to do this video, is because it's very important and it affects all of us as creators. We're just getting through the evidence and the specific case that Upper Echelon is building against Edson, and having Asmongold here gives a very logical perspective from a neutral point of view, and then I think like from my point of view as a bottom of the totem pole creator, like we have even less protections against this kind of thing than the bigger fish, like Upper Echelon and Asmongold and anybody else that's like got a significant fan base. This is dangerous territory, so that's why this video is important to me.
Photo and not the photo itself. And
to the community, really, like we got to look out for each other. We have to foster this community because sometimes it's already toxic and difficult enough to make headway. So yeah, we all have to do our part getting information like this out across the internet.
And what I'm saying is that if you look at these small details like this here, it proves that the altering is different. If you look at it at a pixel level. Sorry, like I will be honest, I think it's a mental disorder that I have. I love getting down in the weeds with this kind of stuff and like proving this.
All right, show off here.
Interesting. So yeah, it's case closed in my opinion. Clearly that did not happen.
Relax in the other. These are different.
On your hill, Asmongold.
Evidence of precisely how his editor makes these images, as
yeah.
also the timeline that his editor was working with. Smoke from the towers, the particle effects, the bombs, the transition, everything is different.
Everything. The whole thing is different.
The source image alone, which is effectively a requirement due to the historical significance in Andrew Carnegie's story.
Well, the source image is not owned by Business Casual anyway.
Nope.
Which is Alex Edson. I'll use those interchangeably.
Particular mill or factory. Business Casual, and I don't say this lightly, has previously tried to argue in a court of law that there should be no burden of proof before channels are permanently deleted by way of copyright strikes. He then files...
Again, I can't believe how bad somebody's misunderstanding of English, or how bad somebody's misunderstanding of like the law is to think that.
That's a very particular number to file rapid succession in one night.
And I don't think, by the way, I don't think Alex Edson is stupid.
No, he's malicious. There's a difference. And filing 3 strikes in one day is very rarely warranted, unless it is. And this doesn't feel like it was warranted. This feels like he is trying to knock the competition off.
I don't think he's stupid at all. I think that he knows that, and he's doing it to bully somebody.
Copyright strikes, threatening the deletion of a similar channel with nearly 1 million subscribers. He corresponds with the owner only once, just one single time, and in that email he uses evidence that actually debunks his entire case. The animations are not the same for the Andrew Carnegie video. There is no legal grounds to strike that piece of content, and yet Alex Edson is demanding an apology. Why? And this is part of my own speculation here. Because I believe that his ability to force an apology is what led to his victory against RT, where he was awarded $75,000.
Yeah, because it's an admittance of guilt. I've heard before, I don't know if it's this way in the US or which countries or states it's like this, but I've heard people give the advice to not apologize if you hit somebody's car, because to the person who you hit or that hits you, because if you apologize, it can be taken as admittance of guilt inside of a court. Never apologize. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
It's on insurance cards even? Yeah.
Yeah, never admit guilt.
Someone's copyright openly can have a serious impact on whatever case they bring against you. And so now he has filed 3 strikes, dialed up the urgency, created this sense of panic, demanded an apology for egregious, unlawful actions. But the example he said...
he's trying to put the magnate media in a position where they feel like they have to act.
Yeah.
And that way they'll make a decision or do something that's bad for them in the long term.
In his email is wrong. Magnate's media should not apologize ever. He should fight this, and he will fight this. And all of us should help him fight this, because the way it seems to me, Business Casual, Alex Edson, is trying to vindictively destroy a competing channel.
I know Upper Echelon sometimes gets very, very excited and passionate about the things that he is discussing. This is one of the ones that we very much should listen to his passion about it. It's about to get spicier.
I agree with him. I think that this really needs to have like actual implications to it, because the problem is usually whenever a person loses a case like this, that's it. But I think that if you're found out to be doing something like this and misrepresenting evidence knowingly, I feel like there has to be like a punishment, like a fine, jail time.
Because this isn't just about Edson. I mean, it's about him, but it's about all the bad faith actors that may be on the platform looking to maliciously knock off anyone they feel it threatens their place on the platform, or they feel like they can get away with it, or they feel they can get some money out of it, even out of it as well. That's bullshit. Like, absolutely. What was that? What was that? That was weird. What the fuck was in my beard? Maybe it's a gray hair shining. I don't know.
Some sort of resolution, because you just can't let people do this and get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, there has to be repercussions. He can't be allowed to set a precedent like this.
By using false examples. This is the point where I have to ask you, the viewers, a really big favor. In particular, the mutual followers that I share with Asmongold. Hey, I hope I've earned the right to ask you this, and I do apologize if not, and this is out of line, but will all of you please respectfully get this on Asmongold's radar, or any other creators who
Hi.
frequently watch,
Hi.
especially ones that are larger in size?
I saw that Mudahar made a video about it less than a half hour ago too. This is going to completely blow up. Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, as I said, YouTube has people like, there's one thing that somebody like PewDiePie, fucking Ben Shapiro, Destiny, Hassan, everybody can agree on. On YouTube, there are not 10 commandments, there is one commandment. And that one commandment is not to file copyright strikes. And to, well, I mean, not to ever do them, right? But to not file them maliciously, superfluously, or without extreme grievance. That is the only thing that people on YouTube are united in saying, this is very bad. Yeah, no false strikes.
Even the ones who defended Edson to begin with his whole Russia and YouTube's trying to undermine America and league with the Kremlin. I greatly appreciate Asmon's perspective, in particular on fair use. He has incredible reach, and even though my first trio of videos about Alex Edson harming the YouTube ecosystem did kind of well from a channel perspective, here he is again, Alex Edson.
Well, the reason why they didn't go even farther is because nobody really gives a shit about Russia today. And also contextually, around the same time that Russia Today, this thing happened, it was like right during the Ukraine war starting. So nobody wants to go out and start defending Russia Today whenever they're seeing videos of Ukrainian civilians getting bombed. Right? It just like, that's why it didn't happen.
Doing it worse than ever, and we need a lot of big guns to come out and kind of stop this from happening. A lot of major creators came out in support of his anti-Russia stance and pro-copyright and stuff, but
yeah,
guys, I've looked at all the legal filings. The current picture seems to indicate that he's deliberately trying to assassinate channels on the platform for profit. We cannot let that stand. What's even worse, anyone who ever comments about this, or my previous videos, or mentions my channel name, or Magnates Media, or anything like that, or disagrees with Alex Edson in any way whatsoever, gets fully...
What should they do? So what would YouTube do? If I was YouTube, I would take down the content that he files against, and I would remove his channel. So, like, because YouTube has to, legally, they have to remove content that they receive DMCA claims on. But I would also remove Business Casual's channel.
There must be... Because you have, like, because Mr. Edson has literally just come out and admitted to why he's doing what he's doing, like, and overall is to bump off competition, and there needs to be repercussions. Like, creators cannot be like this. Like, the strike system is to protect creators from valid concerns, and copyright holders for their assets. Like, take this motherfucker to court.
All these things are true, because there's no reason, like, YouTube has no obligation to allow somebody to have a YouTube channel, especially if they believe that this person is falsely filing copyright strikes. Yeah, they're a bad actor.
Deleted from his channel comments.
Look, I have pumped out over 100 and something videos since I started, like 6 months ago, and if I woke up and my channel was just like gone, you might never see me again. Like, and I mean, I can't say that's true, but I would be highly angry. Damn it.
He moderates that thing like a hawk. Every time
you
say
cancel them? Yes. In general, like, so it's the same thing, canceling. Let's talk about canceling. Whenever a bank robber is getting taken into the car, you know, the back of a police vehicle, oh, guys, I'm getting canceled. Oh, bro, like, this cancel culture is getting so crazy. Oh, what the fuck, guys? This is too much, man. These libtards are ruining my life. Listen. It's not getting canceled if you're committing a crime.
Yes.
That's
It's just a
fucking
crime. It's just a
Nobody
crime.
says that though. Somebody literally just did. Someone literally just did. What I'm saying is that you can't get canceled for an actual crime. Like, we're not talking about some sort of like, oh, this person said the N-word in 2011. This person referred to women as fat in 2015. That's getting canceled. This is a crime. These are completely different.
Anything that isn't perfectly in support of him, he'll get rid of you. He'll purge everything because he's trying to cover up the fact that there's other information out there, and the shady stuff that he's doing does not look good. Not just the mean ones or the ones with profanity either, the comments. Anything that mentions the shady dealings that he does, or the ways he's attacking people, or the tactics that he's using, they're all just gone. And it goes even further. Prior to all of this, Alex Edson allegedly owned a multi-channel network called Power Team. Of course, I have all the evidence and videos linked down below, but whatever. I'm using all the technical legal terminology, right? Allegedly, in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Where prior reporting done by me uncovered instances where he would perpetrate what I would define on a personal level as highly abusive business practices against small creators. There are videos addressing this by individuals. You can look them up. There is a highly detailed Reddit thread summary. And of course, my videos from before, they're linked down below. Yes, go watch those. But the gist of it is that Alex Edson appears to be seeking out instances where similar content is used by YouTubers compared to the material he purchased, not made, on the Business Casual channel, filing 3 rapid-fire strikes, even ones that are falsified, to get those channels deleted, then demanding an apology, which, again, might have strings attached. After the apology, evidenced by his track record with TV Novosti and RT, he will leverage it into a copyright lawsuit to demand as much money as possible from whoever he's targeting. And he's doing it right now, worse than ever, after arguing that there should be no burden of lawful adjudication.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So he's trying to look for excuses to send people notices, and then he's especially doing this to smaller content creators because they don't have as much access.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, he's literally hunting fucking shit. It's literally just no, Josh, don't get fucking political. But he's literally walking around YouTube looking for fucking people to fucking take down. Sounds like somebody else in the news. It was Anyway, this motherfucker Edson, man, like it is especially like that's worrisome for the whole space of YouTube, the whole space.
To funds and media and stuff, and because of that, you know, he's effectively extorting them for money. He's using a system that YouTube has created to like protect copyright holders, and he's weaponizing it to extort people for money.
It's malicious. Absolutely an action that YouTube should take. They should take action against him for that kind of weaponization. For weaponization in general, that's malicious action.
Unless they apologize, when the accuser
or intent.
Yeah, and he's also like, again, he's trying to put them in a position where they think they need to apologize.
Yeah.
In order to use the apology for leverage for a lawsuit. So then he can accuse them of, then he can extort them for the money.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's an ABC and not an AB thing, right? He files the claim, he gets the apology, and then he uses the apology to file the lawsuit, and then he extorts people by threatening to use the lawsuit to sue them.
It's absolutely reprehensible. It's morally reprehensible. He's a scumbag.
Protect yourselves from creators like this. Rally, get the word out, make sure everyone understands their own individual rights, and do not let a corrosive and, in my opinion, evil presence in the space. It's hilarious because he said, "Don't be evil" a whole bunch of times. Dude, you're the evil one. What are you doing? We can't let him destroy the channels around him with impunity. Now, in the interest of being as thorough as possible, because that is, of course, required when you're talking about legality and litigation.
You know, I noticed there are a lot of content creators, like when you're making a video and you're, you know, like I do, and you're looking at different stuff across the internet, and content creators are like, yeah, we allow you to use your content. I know that changes when things get monetized. You don't have to scrub like certain things. But the very fact that they allow you to use a lot of content in your videos just out of goodwill, that's boss, man. Like that's good fostering of the community. Thank you to everyone who does that. I love you.
Etc. Alex Edson is unhinged. He claims that Magnates Media used generative AI.
And please, anybody that wants to use my video game footage, please do so. Any of my footage, really. I don't care.
He plugged every single paragraph into 3 separate leading AI detection tools. No meaningful hits at all. While imperfect, these tools can serve as a baseline. I know how to fool them myself.
Well, okay, so that means that if it wasn't even detected by one of these AI tools, an AI...
Yeah, it means Edson's claim all the way around is bullshit. Because like if Upper Echelon has run it through 3 of them and nothing came out, then what is that's see, Asmongold is the logical, neutral opinion or point of view. You shit. Oh yeah, like with the AI thing, or with the claim, how could you tell that this was generative AI, and even with those things, they're usually not foolproof. And here he is, Mr. Upper Echelon, fucking saying like even through 3 of them, like nothing came out. So how did Mr. Edson find anything?
Tool, then how could he have possibly made this accusation? Where did the accusation come from then? Because I assume that what he did is he took the script and he ran it into one of these, and that's why he said it. It's because the AI tool did flag it as potentially AI. But if it didn't even get flagged, so he literally just made it up.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting that.
Malicious intent.
That caught me off guard.
But have 28 pages with no serious hits on 3 of the leading tools, one after the other, highly unlikely. But even better, because I'm not going to expect everyone to just take my word for anything. I have reviewed the version history of the script itself, seen the timestamps, seen the edits, and the changes.
Yeah, anything that would have changed
why
through.
would it even matter what the version history?
Well, that's true, because
only
the released one really matters.
Is the one that was made public. Because Alex would have no frame of reference to judge previous versions on.
Yeah.
Resolute and unshakable opinion that this script is not a generative AI derivative in any capacity of business casual's prior content. We're talking about the very fabric of fair use right now. Simply taking a similar topic with a similar image and animating it separately in an entirely unique way cannot be...
Sorry, I keep pausing. Fair use is a legal defense. So you have to go to court to prove fair use. So it's not like you can say, oh, it's fair use, you can't sue me. You have to prove that it's fair use.
And this is why there is that protection system on YouTube, so that you can arbitrate before going to court. You can hash things out here.
In court.
The justification for a channel to be deleted. Damn near blackmailed, in my opinion, by Alex Edson, based on the track record that I see. And it's my hope that the YouTube ecosystem can rally together, doesn't always need to do this, but it seems like this is one of those times, and rebuke this colossal abuse of the copyright system.
I have very little hope that will happen, because like after Quantum TV, where it was just like such an obvious abuse, like, and YouTube did nothing about it.
Yeah, but I hope it's not. I hope.
I don't know, man.
I hope we're not as no. That's not even true either, because
not always.
There's been times where, because there was so much fucking noise about it online, things were done.
On the cutting edge of this, I know this kind of stuff happens. Similar stuff happens quite often. I'm not always making a video about that particular case, but this one right here, I don't know.
Please share Upper Echelon, Asmongold, and this when it comes out on YouTube, because this is important, and it's for the safety of all creators on YouTube.
I feel like as soon as you understand what the trick is, it seems pretty simple.
Because this matters. Alex Edson is, in my opinion, dangerous to the YouTube ecosystem.
Yes.
And dangerous to the fragile sense of balance we all enjoy with regards to copyright, fair use, and income security. And the content that we produce as creators for all of our audiences to watch. This guy is a threat to all of it. It is my view that he is maliciously weaponizing false claims to threaten the destruction of a competing channel just because they're competing and he wants free money. In order to force an apology, then use that apology to do precisely what he did to TV Novosti. Alex Edson is a malignant force, a parasitic infection of the YouTube community, and I have absolutely no respect whatsoever for him, his business, or his actions.
I think the problem really is that as soon as one person does this and YouTube doesn't do anything about it, then a bunch of other people will start doing it too.
Right there, sir. Ma'am. They, them, whoever you might be. If you're a creator on YouTube, this is a concern for all of us. I am all about fostering the community. I'm also of the belief that mind your own business unless somebody is doing harm to you or to the community in which you belong, because at some point your community becomes an extension of you because you are part of the community. Doesn't mean that you have to go out and fucking charge into the fray, but it's that kind of thing to be like, it's just as bad to stand around and not do something as to go in and charge in, guns blazing. We all have to stick together. This is a fragile eco space, just like he said, and we got to watch out for each other. We're all in this together. Really, we are.
Because why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you go out of your way to, copyright strike somebody if you?
Because most people aren't malicious like this. This is probably not a common behavior, but it's probably behavior that is out there.
YouTube, and this is a direct call to YouTube, and I'll be trying to reach out through whatever channel
We're here, sir.
Because something needs to be done. YouTube needs to suspend Edson's ability to strike content. Remove his ability to even do this. Kick him out of the program. This is a clear danger to the community.
And that's also a big factor, is that YouTube has no obligation to keep his channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if YouTube feels like he is misusing their systems, then they can make an executive decision to remove his channel.
Yeah, wholesale.
Like, it doesn't mean that they don't have to follow through with his copyright lawsuits or whatever. Of course they do, because that's the law. But they can absolutely remove his channel.
Due to improper usage that I have now proven in this video. I mean, it's very obvious when you dig in, but I can do even more. Let me know if you want another video. Cut his option.
A whole nother video he can produce on this motherfucker.
Eliminate his option to do that until we can get a better handle on how bad his actions have gotten over time and protect the rest of the community from a completely unhinged asshole. Please. That's it. If you want to support the channel, all the links are down below. Also, if this blows up and he officially goes after Magnates Media, or me for that matter, trying to get my channel deleted for his own personal gain, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not backing down. Alex, if you watch it, you will watch this. Of course you will. I will not back down. This will go to the bitter end. What you are doing is wrong, and people need to shut you down for it. Bring yourself, man.
Extra shots fired.
You ready? Thanks for watching. Please help spread the word.
All right.
Don't ask this.
My man.
I really don't. Please do get
Shots fired off the
own opinions, whatever they want, because public pressure might be the only immediate and cost-effective remedy without someone basically taking him to court and going balls to the wall.
Yeah.
If it has to be me, it'll be me. If I don't know. We'll see. But please do spread this around. Have a nice night, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Well, I've always said that I'll take two sides of things. So, Alex, I know he's seen my content before. He talked about my video that I watched at Upper Echelon. Alex, if you want to come on the show and give your 2 cents on this, or you want me to watch your follow-up video about this and explaining it, why this isn't true, please go ahead and let me know. I have no problem talking to you about it. It'll give me, I'll need a few days, obviously, as soon as after I find out that you're interested. If you are, to like fully research everything, But if you are interested, I have no problem coming. You coming on the show if you're okay with me recording it and doing everything. You're not gonna play one of these games on me. But other than that, I have no problem. If you want to come and give your side of the story. So yeah, this looks very, very bad for business casual and for Alex Edson.
Yeah,
It
it's a
looks
bad look.
extremely bad. And I'm not even really sure. Like, I think that's really it. I mean, it looks really, really bad for him. I can't see how he can defend that, especially whenever the messages were leaked that showed him saying something that wasn't true.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope that, you know, he can just reverse these and move on. Like, that's what happened with what's his name, Aiden Ross. Is like Aiden Ross got the same thing happen, had the same thing happen with like the copyright
I'll leave here
stuff.
in a minute.
And after a while, he just, you know, took everything back, and that's it. Should let Upper Echelon come on too at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk.
I don't know. They
Alex
should do
Edson,
separate. Like, I don't know if that
first,
would
and then if they want to do
that would be an
they
ugly
can do
fucking
that,
thing.
Or Magnates Media or any of these people. I have no problem being a platform for this kind of stuff.
Hell yeah,
I really,
man.
really hate this stuff on YouTube. I find it to be incredibly corrosive and bad for the platform, and I hope that obviously YouTube does the right decision. While Alex Edson is right that YouTube does have to shoot first and ask questions later in regards to removing channels, I don't think that having to shoot first and ask questions later can be used as foundational evidence to remove a channel that is a violator of copyright, because violating copyright is a legal distinction and an accusation of violating copyright is not. So unless they are charged with copyright infringement, then I don't think YouTube has any actual obligation to remove their channel, because they were not a repeat copyright infringer by the nature of the fact that they just received complaints and not actually judgments against them. So I don't think that his argument works at all with YouTube. I don't think it makes any sense. You're effectively asking somebody to take an accusation as a fact and then act on it as if it was the fact. However, we'll have to see what happens.
All right, guys. Oh, I can't do that. That's the wrong one. That was my, that's somebody else's playlist. All right. Thank you very much for joining me for this. I've been trying to put this out for a minute. This video on a clear and present danger to all of us in the YouTube space. From the mouth of two very prominent creators. I figured if I can bring it to more people on Twitch, to even more viewers that stop by or on through my YouTube channel, then maybe we can make sure this doesn't happen again and it comes to YouTube's attention promptly. So thank you. I've been Josh with American Gnome Productions, and I hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. I'll see you tonight. Have a great one. I love you guys.